gradually making improvement. Still pretty sore though. Really sore actually. And I feel a lot better than I did. And if just in case you missed it, make sure you check out the last video that I did and went over what all happened. Just say I had to have emergency surgery, and I am recovering from that right now. And I'm sleeping here with a bunch of pillows, keeping me comfortable. And it is quite interesting trying to get up. That's probably the hardest thing that I'm having to deal with right now, is making the transition from sitting or laying down to getting up and vice versa. But making improvements and feel way better than I did. I was in a lot of pain. Still taking some pain meds, trying to get off of those and to get to where my body is able to do what it needs to do, and taking more homeopathic remedies and things like that. So just gradually trying to come off the meds. I don't want to be on those long term. I see those things as a last resort, and wanting to get to my body to the point where, hey, it's strong enough to go on its own. So doing what I can with that. So it's been a real adjustment the past couple days of having to deal with recovering right now, and not able to do things around the homestead. I'm not supposed to be lifting anything over 20 pounds, so Lacie and the kids are taking care of things around the homestead. And thankfully right now at this time of year, there's not a whole heck of a lot going on. So I'm just doing what I can to recover so that way I can get back in action. So get up from here. Standing isn't the hardest part. Like I said, the transition is. But things like reaching down to put my shoes on right now, pretty hard. Hey Josiah, would you come here and help me out, buddy? Can you help me again with putting my shoes on?
Yep.
Alright, just like before, pull the tongues out for me. There we go. Slide them right in there. Oh, is the tongue in there?
I have it.
There we go. Another one. Alright, just like before. Thanks. Appreciate it, man.
Welcome.
Now this is some of the humbling aspects of dealing with this right now, is needing help with putting my shoes on. Early on, especially that first day, putting my pants on. I figured a way to kind of do it by myself, but probably should have help here and there.
Good job.
So we got some yummy bone broth here, and I'm drinking out of my intellectual agrarian cup here. I was actually on that podcast maybe last year or something like that.
I think so.
But enjoying my bone broth, and it should help with my healing, right?
Yes, bone broth is always good. You know, they say chicken soup when you're sick, and that's essentially bone broth. So I made a huge pot of bone broth, and we're all getting some.
Except Selah over here, she's got her own drink going, and you're drinking out of your Homesteading Life Conference mug here that you got from the conference.
Yep.
And what are you drinking in that mug there?
I am drinking some La Pine licorice spice tea.
Ooh, yummy. Where'd you get that tea from?
It's some Mama got.
Yeah, it's from Farmhouse Teas. It is a small family-owned business. CAN, they have a YouTube channel too. I'll link that in the description below, but they also have this fabulous tea company, and we got a whole bunch. And everything that I've tried has been fantastic so far.
This one right here I really like, the turmeric one. Having turmeric's really good for fighting inflammation, and I really like this one. The flavor's good too.
And I've tried this one, the Harvest Carrot Cake Tea. That's fabulous. We've had the birthday cake tea. That's good. The kids liked it. I haven't tried my hazelnut coffee yet, but I'm gonna try that. And and I love Earl Grey, and I haven't tried this one yet, but I opened them all up to smell them. But creme de la crop Grey tea. So I love Earl Grey, so I'm looking forward to trying that one too.
And I'm personally not a huge coffee drinker, but I really like some tea, and a variety of teas is something we like to enjoy around here. Isn't that right, Taylor?
Yes, it is.
And the bone broth, I made over 1.5 gallons. It doesn't look like it because we've used some, but I made it with the carcass of one of our ducks And then I bought some beef bones from our friends that raise beef down the road and roasted them and put it in there with some spices and some carrots and onions and celery. And then I slow cooked it for over 24 hours.
So a lot of yummy goodness in there.
Yes.
Well, all right, everyone, let's go ahead and start off with our meeting for today. Alright, I want to first off thank you all for all your help and helping me out with recovering and helping me with putting my clothes on and everything else. All that fun stuff.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Also, thank you for being gentle with me. You can give me hugs, but be really gentle. No more hit me in the belly, Micah. There was one time Micah hit me in the belly the other day on accident, just being rough like we normally are, and it hurt pretty good. But you did it on accident, didn't you? You felt really bad when you hit me in the belly, didn't you? Mm-hmm. It's okay. I'm all right. Just don't do it again, all right? Mm-hmm. And thank you all for being willing to help me out with the chores around here. Thankfully, we don't have a lot done. But if you guys could, Lacie, if you and Selah could take care of moving the young layers that we have, and moving them onto fresh grass and then providing them with feed, and then Micah can also help out with water. That would be great.
Yes, sir.
We can do it.
And then if you could just do your normal chores, Selah, you taking care of the ducks and the dogs, Josiah taking care of the chickens, and then Micah with the cats, and then helping Mommy with the water, that would be great. And also just a reminder that this is the end of the week, so just to provide them with extra feed and an extra bucket of water, so that way we won't have to do as much tomorrow, since tomorrow is our rest day. So that would be great as well. And while you guys are out there doing chores, I think I'm gonna go outside and get some time in the sun. This is the first day that I've actually seen not be cloudy and dark, and I don't know how long, with being in the hospital, and then it's just been cloudy since I've been back. So I want to get some good sunshine vitamins and some fresh air, and probably get some grounding in too. Recently, Lacie and I have been studying a lot about grounding and the effects of it, and we've known for some time now about needing to get sunlight on a regular basis, but there's something about it. I've been doing it, actually before the surgery I did it, and it just felt so charging to connect to the ground and get some good sunlight at the same time. So this feels really good right here in the sun, so I want to just kind of absorb the sun while they're over there doing the chores.
I'm gonna plug Micah so he doesn't do it. What?
I'll walk to Mommy so you can get the water.
Open. You need to do it on old ground.
Good job. Watch out.
One thing I'm trying to do is not get too cold while I'm out here. It's a little chilly, but to spend enough time out here that I do get some benefits. I'm just like, we're electrical beings and we're like batteries, so it's like I'm getting a charge while I'm out here. But at the same time, don't get too cold where I start shivering. It makes me start hurting a little bit, so try not to do that. It's interesting, I used to have abs, but right now everything's so swollen in my belly, I really don't have any abs, but they'll come back, they'll come back. So, just a few more minutes out here, getting this charge that my body needs. Feels good. Also, it's another benefit of not having one person just do most of the things on the homestead, but to be able to delegate, and everyone is familiar with everything on the homestead is a real blessing that you can just hand it off and they can take care of these things while I'm recovering here. So something to keep in mind for those of you who are homesteading, and some of you that may be trying to go at it alone. Try not to do that if you can help it.
Hey Hazel, did she run you off again? Yeah. Hey Hazel girl. Uh-oh, here they come. They keep thinking I'm bringing them food. They got plenty of hay. Oh look, Helga. Helga has joined in. Hello, Helga. Yes, Helga. Yes. Sitting out here with the goats and just thinking about this year and, you know, everything that's happened. I do think about whenever we first got Olga, and then, I don't know, maybe a month later, she developed that big abscess on her throat, and how most people told me, you have to cut it open, you have to do this. But that's not what I did, and I closely monitored it, and I started giving her different things to eat, and putting salve on it, and giving her, you know, homeopathic remedies, and within, you know, a week, it was gone. And that's fantastic. That's like herbal medicine and natural medicine at its finest. It was just like, it was there, you could tell it was there, the vet confirmed that it was an abscess, and then boom, within 5 days it was gone, and it hasn't been back. And, you know, there's just, it's so cool that you can do that. And then you look at other situations where you do everything possible to do it naturally, and with integrative medicine doctors and herbalists and homeopaths like Mike did with his gallbladder issue. And then in the end, you still need that emergency medicine. He still needed surgery because, you know, his gallbladder had become toxic to his body. So there's both sides of the coin there, and we need both of them, and they can work really well together, and they're not, you know, against one another. Just think what all we could accomplish when we use those two things together. And it also reminds me of our friend Flower, that, you know, she's an herbalist. She actually has a doctorate in herbal studies and has been treating people a long time with herbs and natural remedies. And about 2 years ago, she actually almost froze to death. She fell out in her driveway when it was super icy, and her husband was inside and didn't know she was there because he had just had knee surgery. But she fell one time, and she remembers getting up after that and repacking her stuff, picking her stuff up and everything. But she slipped again and fell face first down into the ground. And she was there in 15-degree weather for, they think, about an hour and a half. Now, Flower is not a very big person. So when her husband Jerry found her, the doctors think that if she had laid there another 15 minutes, she would have frozen to death. So, you know, Jerry got her to the hospital, and she needed that emergency care. She needed those painkillers. She needed the care that they gave her right then, because it was an emergency. And that's what our modern day medicine is really super good at. It's really good at emergency medicine and saves many, many lives that way. But you know, they also told her that, oh, you're gonna have to have your fingers amputated, and all these different things. And she had frostbite on her nose and all over her stomach, and hand. All of her fingers had frostbite, and she actually had to go to an assisted living center for about a month just to do regular stuff. And all the while, she wanted to get off of these painkillers and get to her natural medicine. And whenever she was able to go home and do that, now, let me tell you, they told her, you'll never have feeling back in your fingers again. And I will say, she didn't lose any of her fingers or toes or anything, or, you know, the tip of her nose, none of that. She was able to use all these healing herbs to heal herself. And if you look at her now, you would never know that any of that happened to her. And even almost a year, a little less than a year after her accident, she started getting the feeling back in her fingertips, which the doctor said she'd never do. So, you know, emergency medicine I'm glad it's there. I probably would not be here without it, nor Selah. And, you know, Mike needed it, and Flower needed it. When we have accidents, when we have these things happen, like, we need that medicine, that emergency care. But whenever you mix emergency care along with the natural things, it can work really, really well. And that's how it did in Flower's case. That's how it's working in Mike's case too. He's had some really good results using arnica for pain, but he's also using the painkillers too. They're working together, and you can do that. So it's just so neat to see how these things can work together, and it doesn't have to be against one another. So just keep that in mind, that sometimes we need both.
Thank you so much for getting all that done for me outside.
You're welcome.
I'm starting to get the shivers, so I definitely don't want that. Shivering is good. It's good for us to get exposure to ambient temperatures. But after going through what I went through, I don't want to be shivering right now because it makes my incisions hurt even more. So.
Shivers and surgery don't go together.
No. So
well, everything's done outside. So
awesome.
Chickens are moved, goats are fed, all the kids' chores are done.
Sweet.
We're done for the day.
Thanks so much.
So, and I was telling everybody out there about, you know, how our friend Flower, how she almost froze to death, and just talking about how emergency medicine and natural medicine can go together and work together.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Dr. Flower not too long ago because she's been one of the ones that's been providing me with advice through what I've been going through as well, and actually gave me some encouragement because I was a little down from losing the gallbladder. I definitely didn't want to lose it, and but there's a place for emergency medicine, and that's what I feel like surgery is. And even Joette Calabrese mentioned about the benefit of having a good surgeon.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a good surgeon.
So definitely was an emergency. It definitely wasn't something that I went seeking first.
Yeah.
I feel like that there really could be a perfect relationship between diet, natural medicine, herbs, and then the approach of hospitals and surgery and things like that as a last result. But for that to happen, there has to be a perspective of placing health over profits.
Yes.
So in the perfect world, that would happen, but that's
we're not there yet.
We're not there yet, but that's the goal that we can have, and I strive to have in our approach to things, to try to have that that balance.
Yes, exactly.
Because
balance.
there's definitely you can go to an extreme either way.
Yes.
But oftentimes in our society and what's promoted, the extreme is not to do what we need to do first, and then examining ourselves and what we're doing wrong, and as far as our diet and our habits and lifestyles, then making those changes, and then try to do what we can, herbs, supplements, and other things, doing that stuff first. Most people don't do that, but that is the route most of us should take first.
Yes, there would be a lot less chronic disease if we did those first.
Well, not a lot going on around here as things are wrapping up for the year, but right now just mainly focusing on healing and time to eat. I'm hungry. So make sure you check back with us, see how I'm doing. I feel like I'm getting stronger and stronger and better, so hopefully I continue to do so and plan to do so. So please keep me in your thoughts and your prayers for my healing and full restoration. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.